Hey everyone, my name is Ben Gluckman. I'm Sports Information Director here at Rosemont College. I have the pleasure of interviewing men's head basketball coach Bob Hughes this afternoon before the season starts for the 2015-2016 season. How you doing today, Coach?
Doing well, Ben. Thanks.
Good. Just have a few questions for you before the season starts. First of all, could you tell me a little bit about some of your key returning players this year?
Sure. I think we're going to be led by two juniors and a senior. Marcus Thomas is a senior. He's our leading returning scorer. He was one of the better three-point shooters in the league last year, and I think that Mark will have a very nice senior season, along with Kai Roberts and Kyle Lafferty, who are both juniors who play out on the wing for us. Both of them have been leaders for us in the program since their freshman year. In addition to those three, I think that we'll rely on some of the play from both C.J. Wolf and Chu Presley, who will share time at the point guard spot. So very excited about those guys.
And a lot of the players you mentioned, I saw some maturity last year on the court. They had some good seasons, so hopefully they pick up on that trend this year. Yep. Let's talk a little bit about your new players that you brought in. Which ones do you think will make an impact?
Well, I think we have a couple guys that can help us out. I think that Jameer Hughes from Manor College will come in and give us a spark. He's kind of an undersized forward, but he plays extremely hard. I also think that there's one or two freshmen that could come in and help us. Alex Epps-Ortiz, Chris Morgan, both again forwards. And also the addition of another transfer from Albright College, Itai Levi. Itai can step out, he can hit the three. He's been a little banged up here in the fall, but we expect him to get him back by probably December.
Great. He's a local kid too, isn't he?
He's from Harrod.
Oh, great. I went to Harrod, so there you go. Okay, anyway, long time ago though. Can you tell me a little bit about how you think your team is going to adjust after losing a talent like we had last year with Dom Scaffidi and also Nadir Stukes?
Yeah, I mean, losing to Dom and Nadir obviously is a big loss for the program. They really defined not just the way we played, but the way we won in the last two seasons. And they complemented each other extremely well on the basketball floor. So anytime you lose an inside presence like that, you have to figure out new things. And,
Sure.
and I said from day one that the thing that we mostly had to figure out is how are we going to get easy baskets. For the last couple of years, we knew to hand the ball to Dom or give the ball to Nadir and let them
they'd either drive in or they'd make that strong move towards the hoop, right?
Exactly. So now without them, we have to figure out some new things, but hopefully we figure it out.
Okay, let's take a step back from our own team here at Rosemont and look at the CSAC for this year. Who do you think are the teams that are going to be strong in the conference this season?
I think the top, obviously, is very clearly Newman, who's the returning champion, and Gwynedd Mercy. I think that they've got a lot of returning older guys for two teams that finished in the top half last year. Obviously, we're both in the semifinals of the playoffs. You can't discount Cabrini, even though
Sure.
they lost Aaron Walton Moss. They've got a ton of talent and young talent, so they'll probably just get better and better as the season goes along. So I'd say those three are very much at the top of the league and the guys that everyone will be gunning for.
And how do you think the Ravens are going to fare in the conference this year?
I think we'll be battling for a playoff spot and position in the playoffs again, just like we have the last 2 years. And with our conference being as competitive as it is, I really think that anyone can finish almost anywhere in the conference. It's definitely doesn't get the credit it deserves, and especially within it when we battle each other. Last year we went into the second to the last game of the season not knowing if we were going to be able to clinch a playoff spot or possibly get eliminated.
It was high tension there.
Exactly, and I don't think that anything's going to be different this year. I think that every game's going to matter, and we're going to have to really work hard.
Okay. Looking at your overall schedule, not only the CSAC, but in your non-conference schedule too, who do you think are going to be the most challenging teams to face this year?
Well, we open up with Eastern, obviously, on Saturday, and they're a local rival who I think, in the last 3 years have played a triple overtime game and two other games that have been decided by 1 or 2 points. So they're always tough. But we're also highlighted, we play DeSales, who's a perennial contender to get into the NCAA tournament. William Patterson, who has been in and out of the top 25 for the better part of the last decade. We go to Johns Hopkins, who's been to the NCAA tournament a couple times in the last couple years, and play in their tournament and play versus Hampton-Sydney, who's been in the top half of the ODAC, which is one of the strongest conferences in Division III. And we also play our Sinus College, who is young and isn't that far away removed from a Final Four bid itself. So we have a very challenging non-conference schedule. I wish I knew who came up with that schedule. I'd like to have some words with him.
You didn't have any input into that,
No,
Coach?
I don't think so.
Any other comments you want to make before the season starts on Saturday?
No, I mean, I just appreciate having the opportunity to talk to both yourself and anyone out there in the World Wide Web who might be Ravens fans, and I welcome everyone to come out to the games. Obviously, we start this Saturday versus Eastern at 3 o'clock at Eastern. Our first home game is Tuesday, November 18th, I think it is. Tuesday, or 17th, excuse me. Tuesday, November 17th at 8 o'clock versus DeSales. Here at Rosemont, and we hope that we see a lot of people out at our games this year, and we always, as always, we thank you for support.
Well, thanks for your time, Coach. Really appreciate it, and good luck this season.
Thanks, Ben.